Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
I rise in support of H.R. 3371, the Airline Safety and Pilot Training Improvement Act. Safety is the highest priority of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, as we've heard from our subcommittee chairman. Even the most well-funded, technologically advanced transportation system is worthless. It cannot move its users from point to point in the safest possible manner. Although the U.S. airline industry's safety record is the envy of the world, recent events offer proof that this safety legislation is needed. Since 2003, there have been 6 fatal commercial air carrier accidents. Every one of those 6 involved regional airlines. In 4 of the 6 accidents, the National Transportation Safety Board cited pilot performance as a potential factor. The most recent accident of Colgan Flight 3407 was again a stark reminder that we must remain ever vigilant in our pursuit of aviation safety. In response to these accidents, the National Transportation Safety Board has made several recommendations related to pilot training, pilot fatigue, the availability of pilot records, and voluntary safety reporting programs. The bill before us is an important step toward improving safety by implementing the NTSB pilot training requirements. To address what FAA Administrator Randy Babbitt has identified as a lapse in professionalism on the flight deck, the bill directs the Federal Aviation Administration to conduct a rulemaking to improve flight crew member monitoring, professional development, and leadership. This bipartisan legislation contains several provisions that will help mitigate the dangers associated with pilot fatigue. H.R. 3371 directs the FAA Administrator to update and issue new pilot flight and safety time requirements. It also requires the Federal Aviation Administration to coordinate with the National Academy of Sciences in order to conduct a joint study on the effects of pilot commuting. The bill mandates that all commercial air carriers submit a fatigue risk management plan to the FAA within 90 days of enactment. Pilot fatigue poses a significant risk to air transportation, and I'm glad this bill takes measures to eliminate its dangerous consequences. H.R. 3371 will improve access to pilot records by creating a secure, consolidated FAA-managed database. The database will contain all Part 121 pilots' performance, training, and testing records, and will enable air carriers to gain a more accurate and complete perspective when making hiring decisions. All commercial carriers will be required to access this database and pre-screen an applicant's comprehensive records before making a final decision on hiring. These are just a few of the provisions included in this important legislation. I'd like to express my appreciation for the open, bipartisan manner in which this bill was put together. This collective effort demonstrates that aviation safety is, as it always should be, a nonpartisan issue. I also want to thank the families of Continental Flight 3407. Their efforts to improve regional airline safety have been most helpful as we drafted the bill before us. In the other body, the Commerce Committee has included several provisions in its mark of the FAA reauthorization bill that address some of the same issues in the bill before us today. I urge my colleagues in the Senate to complete consideration of their reauthorization package so that we may conference these bills together before the end of this year. These issues are too important to leave to languish due to inaction. While some have concerns about certain provisions of the bill, I support moving the bill forward and addressing those concerns during the House and Senate conference. Again, I thank the chairman as well as my colleagues for their work on this important bill, our subcommittee chairman, Representative Costello from Illinois, and I reserve the balance of my time.